This video is designed to help you start a BPO business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's a BPO business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful BPO business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. One of the best things about being a business process outsourcing company is that you can start with little to no experience. Running the business will come with its challenges, but you can grow into the business. Even if you have never outsourced for a company, at least know about the field. If you are outsourcing for a medical laboratory, for instance, then you should at least know your way around the medical area. That way, if the ones you hire to do the job you will know and possibly correct it. Start small. Launching your own company, you should start from the bottom. The experiences you gather during your time of learning the ropes will get you prepared for the future. If a loan is not necessary, don't get it. Sometimes, a small company is what you need because you must figure out the business for yourself first, before bringing people in. Let your office be small or set it up from home, and only take on small projects you can handle. Ignore tasks for a group of workers and focus on individual projects, at least for the first few months. If you get projects or contracts that require a handful of workers, make yourself part of the team. Soak up all the knowledge and save more money. Be a specialist. Selecting a niche to focus on will give you a sense of direction and purpose on this path. One thing you should never do in business is to compare your startup with the giants. If they have 1,000 workers, they earn a lot, but they spend a lot too. The top outsourcing firms can afford to hire professionals in almost every field, but for a starter, it's best to stick to a niche or two. The most important thing is about knowing the lot you choose to outsource well, so that you can troubleshoot quickly. Instead of going for any contract you see, select an area you're good at and focus on getting clients in that sector. Your experience, academic background, qualifications, and even connections will be what you look at before choosing a niche. If you're a writer, look for opportunities in writing. If you studied human resources management, you could go after HR contracts. Get competent workers. If you want to get into the outsourcing industry and get treated like those in the big leagues, you must have the strength and depth to earn it. The bigger the clients you want to target, the more gifted your business should seem. Top clients will invest millions of dollars in the outsourcing project, and they want to make sure that they are giving the contract to the best in the business. They will make sure that the people they want to work with or for them have all the necessary physical resources as well as human resources to perform. The quality of personnel you choose will be more important than the quantity, especially when you're just starting the company. As you begin the business, there might not be any reason to employ many. What matters the most will be the quality of your team. You and your team are different from the candidates to be outsourced to other companies, so your team's criteria must meet your demands. They will work with you to prepare candidates for jobs, recruit them, and even promote them. Make sure the ones working with you are qualified. Some clients purposely check the credentials of your business talents. Secure an office. At the beginning of your career as an outsourcing agent, you might get outsourcing contracts for individuals. Not all outsourcing jobs are for a group of workers, therefore, you could do them yourself. Since you will only need 1 or 2 persons, managing them will be easy. At this stage, you can make your residence your office. As time goes on and as you start getting more prominent clients with long-term projects, you will need not only a larger workforce but also a proper office. Choose an office space that suits what you do. Make sure the office can be easily accessible and safe. Source projects. As you start navigating through the waters of outsourcing, you will find contracts for individuals and short projects easier than the big ones. Both massive and small projects will not fall on your lap, you have to look for them. With the demand for freelancers on the rise, it is easier to have small projects that will only need 1 or 2 extra hands. Even though you want the big ones, the small ones will at least pay some bills. Freelance websites like Upwork and Freelancer are great places to start looking. You can also look out for adverts online, in newspapers, and in other media. Nothing brings in more profit than outsourcing for top organizations, but it is not a walk in the park to make acquaintances. Depending on what type of BPO you want to be involved in, you must start to make plans to meet and greet. Look out for opportunities and send proposals to companies to increase your chances of getting a contract. Use your online presence to get closer to your potential clients, and get more hints on how to get into business with them. The next part of the video is not specific to the BPO business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the BPO business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful BPO business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan, with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication, and willingness to sacrifice, to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. Finding a niche. Small businesses range in size from a manufacturer, with many employees, and millions of dollars in equipment, to the lone window washer, with a bucket and a sponge. Obviously, the knowledge and skills, required for these 2 extremes, are far apart, but for success they have one thing in common. Each has found a business niche, and is filling it. The most critical problems you will face, in your early planning, will be to find your niche, and determine the feasibility of your idea. Get into the right business at the right time, is very good advice, but following that advice may be difficult. Many entrepreneurs plunge into a business venture, so blinded by the dream, that they fail to thoroughly evaluate its potential. Is your business idea feasible? Before you invest time, effort, and money, the following exercise will help you separate sound ideas from those bearing a high potential for failure. Identify and briefly describe the business you plan to start. Identify the product or service you plan to sell. Answering yes to any of the following 3 questions means you are on the right track. A negative answer to all of them means the road ahead could be rough. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers, and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market, and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, how much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here is a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business? Must be divided into two parts, immediate costs, and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running a BPO business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can, yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free BPO business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.